doing these video podcasts. It's awesome. How's it going, everybody? Happy Thursday. Oh, bring that down a little bit. Hope everyone's enjoying or has enjoyed their winter because we are slowly transitioning into the beautiful spring. Now, guys, before we go and kick off today's podcast, you can see that I am wearing a nice, very colorful electric blue hat. It is by a company, a great friend of mine named Thomas, who has a company named huntscustoms. Yes, today's podcast is brought to you by huntscustoms. Now, he is based out of Fort Worth. He started this company very recent, but it's a very good company, and I should probably tell you what he does. So basically, he makes cornhole boards, and of course, I'm going to show images on some of his designs, some of his work that he's done. Oh, magnificent work. You know, it's a great fun barbecue game. You know, if you're gonna tailgate, you know, if you're gonna go to the beach, you know, if you're gonna be with your boys back home, or you know, any of your friends in the backyard, just chucking some, you know, some sandbags, you know, some small little square whatevers, full of sand, and you know, get to playing. You know, it's all based on community, you know, and friendships. At this point, I mean, just check him out. All of his information will be in the description below. You can find him on Instagram at huntscustom. It's gonna be down here as well. And you guys can check him out if you guys have any ideas. He will literally do any design, of course, within his power, that he'll try his best. And you can check his out. His email is going to be huntscustom@gmail.com. That's HUNTS, hunts, and then custom, CUSTOMS, huntscustom@gmail.com. And you can check him out on Instagram as well. All right. Thank you, Hunts Customs, for sponsoring today's AV podcast. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, my screw up. So I kind of screwed up. As you can see, there are certain images and pictures, designs in the background. Guess where I'm sitting? Right in front of it all. Yes. I miscalculated it. I wanted this area to be white, so when I insert pictures, that's not blocking it. But then I just realized that it should be white back here with all the images here to view, and then obviously like those 1 second images that I put up there. You know what? Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Light exposure was super off. Anyways, like I was saying, so you know, I wanted this area to be white, so when images pop up, it's a little bit easier. That's kind of not how it worked. Vision was there, but then when you see it, it wasn't the right image. You know, you get what I'm saying. But it's a work in progress. We're still working towards it. Again, I will reiterate it. Work in progress, meaning I am also still working on a podcast title. And actually, I did get asked. One person asked me. They're like, why would you change your AV podcast? You know, it's yours. It's AV podcast. And they said when they searched it up on iTunes that it did pop up as one of the main ones because, you know, but it's because when you look at it, when you type it up on iTunes, it's gonna say AV podcast, but it's because there's other podcasts with AV, and that is referring to, you know, electrical wiring, electrical circuits and stuff like that. That's like the AV Club, if you've ever heard of that in movies and stuff, like the, you know, like the older movies where it says, oh, the AV Club. It's like an electronics club. And so like I understand. Hold on, sorry. I can understand if, you know, if that's the case. I guess I kind of work with electronics, but that's not what the podcast is kind of about. So that's why I kind of want to change it. You know, give it something fresh, something new. Again, I have another list of things, but this time it's different. So, you know, I have Aron's pod, you know, I have the Proud podcast, I have the Brave podcast, I have, the Villegas podcast, Villegas Proud podcast. I have the Week podcast. Like, it's I have something, that I would want to throw in there that has my taste to it, like my, I guess, brand of AV, but with like something else. So like, it could be like AV's Week, or see like, something like that. Because I obviously have been noticing that I've been talking a lot about my week, about usually what I experience, what I do, and what's been happening in that week, going on pertaining work, school, gym, any life, anything like that. But of course, I want to go ahead and change it up, spice it up, give it a new twist, and so that way, when someone looks at it, they're like, "Oh, I wonder what's that about?" Instead of like AV podcast, they're like, "Well, I don't get it." Unless like someone has to explain it to them, or they have to actually go and look for it, which isn't a bad thing either. Look into it and find out what it's about. But I feel like if you type it in and people look at it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's just another like electronical device, whatever system." And not knocking those people. Like, I actually heard a podcast because I wanted to see what it was about. But they help out with, everything, obviously electronical. So that's kind of why I want to change the podcast, spice it up, and of course the background, I will fix it as soon as possible. What's next? Okay, so last week, I was at the gym. I usually go to the gym in between classes, and I mean, that may not look like it, but I mean, I am kind of healthy, sort of, and anyways, that's not the point. So basically, what I had thought about it, I was thinking about it, and first of all, I don't want to get no me too'd or anything like that. No offense to anyone else. Women, of course, I show no offense towards you. I appreciate women and everything they do. I mean, for God's sakes, they carry boys and girls around for 9 months. Come on, you have to appreciate them. But recently, I have been getting into the idea. I don't know why I blanked out there. Fuck, sorry. Recently, I had been starting to get into more physically demanding workouts, meaning like it's more like a full body type workout instead of like a just a stationary, like a bench press, or like a regular squat. So like I've been doing deadlifts, I've been getting back into it, and I've been slowly doing it, of course, by picking up weight slowly, gradually, and it works out. It really, I really feel sore every week. Like it's nonstop. Of course, I had help from a friend that's a trainer of mine. Uh, Let me reverse that. I had help from a trainer who's a friend of mine, and anyways, that's not the point of the story. So in my gym, there is a squat rack in front, and then it's connected to a deadlifting area. So it's simultaneous, or it's like, so like someone could squat, and someone could be doing deadlifts, or something else, snatches, cleans, anything like that. And so pretty much, and again, it gets pretty full around the time that I go, but usually towards the end it empties out. And so my friend tells me, do this first. Like, this is your routine. This is what you have to keep on following for your body to adjust, and yada yada. And so I've been doing squats and then deadlifts after. So I'll do squats. I don't give a shit who's behind me, but I respect them as well. I respect them even though I don't know them. So if I'm gonna do a set and I rack it, and I give it a good second to see if they're gonna do a set. So it's like alternating type. So that way they're not getting a face full of my ass in front of their face. And so I try to be respectful in that manner. But if you take more than the time I give you, so I give usually people up to a minute to start a set. But if you're not going to start a set, I'm going to jump in and do another one. And so if I'm in the middle of it and you're going to do a deadlift, hey, man, you went into that. You're going to get a face full of my ass. Like, I'm not saying I smell, but I'm just saying you're going to get a face full of it. And so basically, it's not about the squat, but it's more or less when I go into the deadlift. Again, respectfully, I obviously I try my hardest, to not stare. I'm a human being. I'm a man. It's gonna happen where people will like glance or like look obviously as an attractive person, um, obviously in my case it's a woman, an attractive woman. Okay, so I do the same thing in deadlift. I do my set and I drop it and I wait and I let. Recently, there's been a girl, that's been in front of me, or a woman. She seems around my age, and she squats in front of me. But that's just because all the other ones are full. So obviously the one in front of me is available. Respectfully, I don't look. I look away. There's a TV there. I'm watching ESPN while she's doing it, and then like I'll glance and like, okay, she's done. I'll jump in and do mine. Um, she has another idea. Now I don't know what is going on here. Um, I'm terrible at telling signs, like if someone's trying to get my attention or something. But and I'm pretty sure this is not it. I'm probably misjudging this big time. So basically, I'm doing my deadlift, and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm like not struggling, but like I'm feeling it. I'm like, like, like breathing out hard, inhaling, breathing out hard again, just to like get it, good deadlift in, with the weight that I have, because I progress over the weeks. And she jumps in and she starts doing squats. Now, mind you, I'm 6 flat. This girl in front of me is probably like 5'5". And so like when I go down for my deadlift, like you're supposed to maintain your composure, have a straight back and like go down and then back up. Now, like if I me personally, if I like have my head, if I have my head down, my back weakens. In my opinion, my back weakens and like it kind of folds in on itself, and so that's worse. And so I try to keep a straight up face, like straight face, which helps me with my shoulders, pushes it back, gets it straight, nice and straight. And so I am like with my eyes, the hard, because like what I'm getting at is that, let's say this microphone is her head and this is my head. I could see over her into the mirror, and like she could see perfectly like my eyes, and like we can make eye contact. And so I'll go down and I'll be looking up like my hardest at the ceiling, and then I'll come back like down, and then I'll keep on trying, and then like her ass is just like, respectfully, her behind is in my face, just like how I'm like my ass is gonna be in the person's face, hers is in mine pretty much. And so like when there was this one moment where and this happened last week, I'm going back up, and like I look down, and like I'm going back for my this is probably like my last rep, I'm not too sure, I don't remember. And then I look at it and I'm like, it's like a glance straight, like right at her bottom, and then I go right back up straight like this, like nonstop. And like I look in the mirror, she looks dead, like again, she's this tall, dead in my eyes, and she just smirks. She's like, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm gonna finish this rep and fucking leave, man. I don't know if that's, like I said, I'm terrible at like being like noticing things. So like I will not notice if a girl hits on me. And so all I do is like smirk, and I'm like, I just mouth the words, I'm like, I'm sorry. And she heard me, and I was like, I'm sorry. And I drop it, and she just turns around, she's like, hey, it's okay, like I'm in your way. And I'm like, no, I'm like, promise, I didn't. She's like, hey, it's okay, it's the gym, it happens. She's like, if anything, I take it as a compliment. And like, I'm dark. I'm a dark, like, look, I'm may not tell now because of the lighting, but I'm dark, and I fucking red, like red. I'm fucking red, and like I was just like, I'm sorry. And so then she just goes back. Like we didn't exchange names. Probably should have, but we didn't exchange names. Nothing. I did my last set, and like that was it. Like I was done with that section. So I was like done with that. Like I wasn't leaving because I was like, fuck it, I'm embarrassed. No, like that was genuinely the last section I was gonna be at. Like it's the first section, get that out of the way, and then move on to other machines or other areas to do like a certain type of squat, or lunges. And so dude, I turned so red. It was so embarrassing. Like I didn't mean it on purpose. I genuinely like felt like, like I don't know. I'm not the type of person that's like a ladies man. So like I try my best to like not I respect women and men. I respect them, but like I don't. This is what they call digging yourself a hole. I'm doing it right now. But anyways, off of that, you know what? You know what? Back onto it real quick, just to go back into the gym. That same day that I was doing that, I did have a hat and I forgot to comb my hair, so I was wearing my hat but backwards, and it was a black cap, and so, like, I took my hat off because it gets in the way of like viewing, like it was bothering me, and so I took it off and I put it to the side, and when I pick it up, there's like powder on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I tried dusting it off, and it's chalk. And then I started looking at it. I'm like, why? Like, why? And like these big buff guys are like, 600 pounds. I can squat. Like stuff like that shit. And I'm like, you do know we're at the UTA gym, right? The school gym, nonetheless. No need to be dirtying it. People here work hard to maintain the gym, keep it nice, because it's a fantastic facility. Let's not mess it up. And they're like dropping, deadlifting, like God knows how much weight, and I'm like, hey man, like to all, like it to you it's free because you're paying for it technically with your tuition. So I mean, yeah, sure. Come on, guys, like don't chalk it up all around the fucking gym. Jesus. I mean, you know what also fucking gets me is when like I see someone and like they look fit and they kind of look like they know what they're doing, but then like unless you have a valid reason for leaving, like there's times where I've had to leave like this, but that's because I forgot I either worked or I forgot that I was like, oh shit, like I have to submit something by tonight, and like I'm out here trying to get a gym session in instead of that. And so like I've left in a hurry like that before, which is understandable, but like if I see you go in, like you could see people every person who walks into this gym, like you'll see them, you're going to see them. And so, you would see them and you look and you're like, all right, whatever, whoever, like just in case to see if you know them. Like that's usually what I do, because I usually see people that I know. And so they'll walk in, I'll see them do like a bench press, and then they'll wait for like 20 minutes to do the next set. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I just did 3 different exercises to your one set. What are you doing? And then I look, and like I don't mean to be picky or like nosy, but like I'll walk past them just to see what the fuck they're doing. They're on Twitter, they're on Instagram. I'm like, dude, I'm like, bro, I'm almost done. Like I understand if you have time to waste, but don't be on your phone to waste time at the gym. That's not the case here. Don't be fucking doing that. Think of it like this. Like if I turn on the camera just to like be on my phone, like oh yeah. Oh shit, the camera's on. I forgot I'm doing a pod. Like it's no, dude. Come on. And it's like like that stuff kind of like it's like you're wasting your own time, and I feel bad for you, but it's your time. You could do whatever the fuck you want with it. But like it just it kind of, yeah, I don't know, it bothers me a little bit, because it's like you're, let's say that person is someone that complains about their weight, not weight but like physical appearance, or like let's say they want to get stronger, they want to do something about their lifestyle. Like it don't be on your phone then. Just put in the work, dude. Put in the work, put in the hard work. If you need help, help, whatever. Oh, that brings me out to like wow, this is just going to be about the gym, I swear to God. You know what? Let's get off the gym, because I could go on for another fucking 30 minutes about the annoying shit that happened in there. But I mean, going into lifestyles, recently I've been consuming something we like to call here in America iced Americano from our lovely neighborhood Starbucks. Fantastic drink. And it made me think, I'm like, what really makes this iced Americano different from the one like at a gas station? Not a cold black coffee, like, and it's not coffee. It's an espresso shot with like I think water and ice, and it's like an automatic energy booster type deal. And so like it begs the differ of like what's the difference between a Starbucks iced Americano and like a, I don't know, McDonald's one. You know, it doesn't make any sense because like I have tasted Starbucks and then I've tasted like a regular coffee shop, like a coffee shop one, and it kind of just tastes the same, and like the price difference was like $1. The coffee shop was more expensive than Starbucks. I'm not gonna lie. But it just brings up the debate of like name brands and like what people think about them. So like this past weekend, my siblings were here, and my mom told me she had to stay in Austin with the kids because they stayed too late and she was tired, and so she didn't bring any clothes, so she bought some Walmart stuff to wear. And so we went to Walmart to get like groceries for the day when they got here to Dallas, and so I was like, we were at Walmart. The line was fucking took forever. We got in there first 5 minutes, got everything we needed. We waited in line for like a good 30 minutes. Well, I don't want to say we because I didn't. I was walking around the store. Yo, Walmart's got some pretty dope shit. Like if I could, like if I needed to dress myself, or if I needed to, just like I needed clothes like this. Fuck, dude, I'll go to Walmart, bro. They have like the slim fit pants. They got the boot pants. They got, they got like slides, like, shirts, socks, shoes. Fuck. It doesn't look all that bad. I guarantee you that no one would know what the fuck you're wearing. And if you're wearing one of those cartoon ones, like it's oh my God, like that's a classic shirt. Like even Target, like fuck. Like it's starting to make me think, like, do I really need like an Under Armour shirt? Granted, I used to work there, so my closet's chock full of them. But it's like, in the future, do I need them? And like, see like the difference between like, let's say Oakley and like a pair of $5 glasses, like those you can tell a difference. Now, if you're at the beach, you forget your glasses, buy a $5 pair, not a $500 one, a $5 pair, because you either lose them or like afterwards you just chuck them because you have an expensive pair at home that you just forgot. So it's like, stuff like that. Like it makes me think like, do people really need name brand stuff? No. Like oh, you know what? That'd be a great video. That would be a great video I'm pretty sure there's tons all over the internet. But just to do like let's just like wearing Walmart stuff, I don't know. It's just ideas that I have. But that's basically that was the week. My siblings were here. We went to a main event. We had some fun, I tried virtual, to wrap this up real quick. I tried virtual reality. Holy shit. That stuff's so real. I get it now. I get it now. It was the very first time I did virtual reality. I get it now. It makes so much sense that it's so real. Yeah, I mean, because when I would see people do it, I'd be like, it's probably not even that scary. Like, your mind just has to make sure to tell your body that, hey, this isn't real. Yo, I was in it. It felt pretty real to me. And if, like, the environment around you makes movements like the video game, so, like, this was a roller coaster one, right? So we were just sitting in, like, a regular machine that was like a roller coaster. It made you feel like you were on one. But in reality, like, on virtual reality, you were going through roller coaster rides. You were actually on, like, a little airplane, and you were flying. Oh, it felt like I was on the Millennium Falcon. Jesus Christ. We were dodging buildings left, right, rocks, flying bunnies or something. I don't know. It was like a bunny game. I don't know. And then, like, I had a dream, like, 2 days later that I was doing the virtual reality in the dream, but that, like, I actually crashed. And I woke up, like, it was one of those, like, whoa. Like, I literally said, whoa. I, like, touched myself, like, my skin, and I was like, I'm sweating? I touched my armpit. I'm like, I'm sweating bad. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta wash these sheets and, like, shit. Like, I was sweating bad. I went in the restroom. I wasn't, like, drenched, but I was, like I could sweat. Like, my shirt was wet. And I was like, oh, my God. If you haven't tried virtual reality, I highly suggest you do. It would be a great experience for everyone, actually. So, yeah, give it a try. All right, guys. Well, I mean, that wraps up today's podcast. It went by pretty fast, making this. And like I say, I always try to do this around this time of day, so it's a little bit of a better lighting. Guys, again, thank you for the support. I mean, you know, you can only get so many listens and views, but I appreciate every single one of them. Like it makes a difference in my life because it continues, to drive me to make more, because I know one day, it could turn in from what I have now of like 20 views and like 40 listeners to 400 listeners and maybe 2,000 views. Who knows? Like it's an adventure, and it's a journey that I'm very grateful that I can, be able to go on. And so I want to thank you guys again. Guys, check out Hunt's Custom. Again, he has these cool dope hats, electric blue. I think he's already selling them, but I'm not too sure. I got this one from him, of course. But, you could check him out there in the description below. Also, Hunt's Customs on Instagram. It's custom cornhole boards, and, have a blast with your friends, your family, Take it to the beach, have it in the front yard, have a cookout in the backyard, something, just be active with your family. Enjoy the time you have with your friends. And so, his email will also be in the ground. Oh, real quick before I end it, if anyone does have a little, small business that they are trying, and I know this is mostly my friends, or if you have, something that you're doing music-wise, or, anything like that, my email will also be in the description. Or if you have my phone number, or if you know me and, like, we're friends on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, send me a message and, like, hey, you could be the spotlight for this week's podcast, and yeah, we'll talk on how that happens and what needs to be done. Okay. And so, yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the AV podcast. It's your boy, Aron. Titles, people. All right. Thank you guys so much. Peace.